OK, let's look ahead to tomorrow's finals. So many different plots to this game. You know, can Lionel Messi, in what is surely to be his last World Cup final, finally land the game's greatest prize? Will Kylian Mbappe help lead France to back-to-back World Cup titles? Gentlemen, Paul, in terms of a World Cup final, of course, for the English fans, we wanted England so badly to be there. They're not. It's France yet again. In terms of plots and subplots to this game, this is fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, because you got probably one of the greatest players ever to play football with someone who's not far probably of being the best player in the world at the moment at a young age, who can do everything. But if France play like they did against Morocco, this game will be over quite quickly. And Argentina are not very good. I mean, you look at the two countries and you think, oh, this is a blockbuster of a football match, but they're not that good, either team. I'm not being horrible. I just look at both teams and I think, if Morocco scored the other night...
France not impressed you?
Who?
France. You're saying they're not that good?
Oh, not really. I mean, against England, we should have won. We should have won. I mean, I know patronisingly they said, oh, we should have beat them and all that. Of course, they're going to say that. But we were a better team than them. We were better than them. And Morocco were by far the better team in the second half. When they went 1-0 down in 4 minutes, I'm like, put some light bulbs in the scoreboard here. This is going to be all over. But in the end, I thought they were hanging on. And they haven't been great. And then you bar Mbappe and Griezmann. And then you look at Argentina and you look at Messi and you look at Alvarez. Bar that, two blockbusters of football teams, but not great football teams. Great countries, but not for me. I'm not sitting there thinking, whoa, this is going to be a thriller. I'm not.
Are you, Clinton? Or are you thinking I'll find something else to do tomorrow?
No, I'll be watching
it.
Of course I'll watch it. It's the World Cup final. There's top players, as Merson just mentioned. I love Lionel Messi. For me, he's the best. It's plain and simple that. And he's rolled back the years in this tournament. A lot of people were saying, is it going to be the same Messi? Let me tell you something. Single-handedly, he's took them to the final. I'm going to say that. I'll put it out there because he's won them games. He turns the magic. Against Croatia, what he did was outstanding.
Have we seen a different Messi at this World Cup? In terms of the emotions he's expressed, you think particularly after the Netherlands game? Yeah,
and all the pressure's on his shoulders. He knows that. It's his last World Cup. He knows it. All the pressure's on it. Everyone wants to win it for him. All the fans want to win it. All the players want to win it for him. And you can see there's big pressure. You saw the celebrations after the Netherlands game, which was a fiery game, but he's got everything. You can see, a lot of people say, oh, Messi he doesn't need to run around. He's done that for his whole career. It's moments with him. Decision-making, the way he controls the ball, the final pass. A pass he played in a game with the no-look pass. Not many people can see that. And it's the run against Croatia where he cuts it back to Alvarez. The timing of the pass is sensational. He's a top player. It's a hard one to call because they both got top players. But what I'd say, if France don't have Varane and Konate, it's going to be difficult because obviously...
Because that virus.
Yeah, they had viruses. And them two's the partnership. I thought when they played against Morocco, they defended ever so well. I saw Upamecano against England. He struggled massively against on that left-hand side with Hernandez as well. They struggled massive. So they need Varane and Konate fit.
What virus? Are you ever going to miss a World Cup?
I'm not going to miss it. I'm not going to miss it. Are you all right? I'll play with the virus, even if I'm sweating and that. You're not going to miss a World Cup final.
Of course not.
But they're coming out and saying they've got a virus because they haven't trained 2 days before. But I can guarantee...
Well, two players didn't play in the semi-final. Yeah. So there must be something. Rabiot wasn't even there. Upamecano, whether that was... I mean, he has chop and changed at that.
The question of who is the greatest of all time is a never-ending one, Tim. But if Argentina do win and Messi lifts that trophy tomorrow,
for me,
does that end the debate?
I mean, I've been fortunate to be in the era of Maradona as well. Seeing him, I don't think there was anyone going to be as good as him. But I think the consistency, what Messi's shown, and the shenanigans, what Ronaldo's shown over the recent few months, has really put it to bed. And I think if he wins it and lifts that trophy, I think there's no doubt, cemented in history, he is the best footballer we've ever seen on this planet.
Is there less pressure? I mean, a lot of talk. We were talking last week, Mbappe against Kyle Walker. In the end, it was a certain Griezmann, who we'll talk about shortly, who was the real danger man and punished England. But in terms of those two, Mbappe, Messi tomorrow, is there less pressure on Mbappe because of his age? This is last chance saloon for Messi, isn't it?
Well, I think he's probably got... Kyle Walker kept Mbappe quiet and France still beat us. Giroud scores the goal. You've got Dembele, you've got Griezmann, who arguably, you look now, getting to a finals, one of the best players in the tournament for me. He's been absolutely magnificent. The positions he picks up, the defensive work he does. Certainly against Morocco, that was a side that... I know Tim said about being at Atletico with Simeone. His performance in that kept them in the game in the second half. So if Mbappe's quiet, if Messi's quiet, I don't believe Argentina win the game. Whereas I think if Mbappe's quiet, I think France can still win it, just because they've got other players.
Do you think they put provisions in for him, though? For Lionel Messi? I don't think they do. I just think they play a normal game. I think Argentina put provisions in for Mbappe.
Yeah, I think the way Argentina are, they look to Messi and go, you are our genius. Every single one of them look to him, and I think he likes that. I don't hear bad things about him. I don't look at him and go, he walks around going, this is me, this is my team, everyone looks up to me. Inside that dressing room, they know he's a genius and he wins football matches. He passes balls that no other player even sees on the pitch. Never mind, he's 2 seconds ahead. The runners, he picks players up. And you think, is it written in the stars with it going to be his final World Cup game? I still think France, I do. But time will tell.
He is. I don't like using the word magician, but he is a magician. I mean, you're watching him play, and everybody in the world knows he's going on his left foot.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. He does nothing out the ordinary to get onto his left foot, and he does it. It's just, it's what's the word?
Mesmerising.
Even
that again, mesmerising.
It's very good. It's really good. It's really good. But it's the way he does it. I mean, it's just, you know, you see all these other people do like 15-foot overs and Maradonas and Cruyffs. He gets at someone, he drops his shoulder, and he knows everything. He's like Ronnie O'Sullivan of football. He knows everything he's doing before it happens. You watch him the other day, right? He gets the ball in the centre of the park. He beats 2 players and hits the ball cross field with his right foot. He's not even looking. He knows before he sees all the pictures.
He's their target man.
Oh, yeah.
You think, everyone thinks you have to be big to hold the ball up. Not if you're like Messi. He
knows what he's going to do.
In the telephone box. He takes a touch, does a little shimmy, gets it there, and opens the play.
Oh, unbelievable! Yeah.
Courtney, let's talk about Antoine Griezmann, because there's been so much focus, understandably, on Kylian Mbappe, particularly in the course of the last couple of games. But that midfield role that Griezmann's had, why has he been so utterly effective for France?
Well, he's flourished in it, hasn't he? It's been a masterstroke from Deschamps. I've loved watching him. For me, it's his out of possession more than anything that's really surprised me. Defensively, he's been so dogged and determined to win the ball back. He's seemed to have bundles of energy. And then when he gets the opportunity to get on the ball in a bit more space, because he's slightly deeper, he's almost playing that quarterback role that we always speak about. We see Harry Kane doing that and dropping in. It's a very similar with Griezmann. He drops in, he's got the time to pick a pass. We've always known about his ability, and he's got wonderful technicality, but more than anything for me, it's his work rate and endeavour to be at the right place at the right time, to defend for his team. And as you say, I think that's probably the difference between Argentina and Spain. The fact if Mbappe isn't firing all cylinders or is being marked out the game, then Griezmann has stepped up and he's been absolutely phenomenal. For me so far, he's been the player of the tournament.